Ms. Fairman, you were charged with the offense of interference with the duties of a public servant. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Yes, Judge. Officers were dispatched to a family disturbance, and the caller, the defendant's mother, stated that her daughter was walking around with a hammer and identified her daughter by name and as wearing a Barbie sweatshirt. In transit to the scene, the officers observed the defendant's prior mugshot and arrived and observed the defendant recognized by description and that mugshot. The defendant walked towards the officer and the officers told her to stop, but she ignored them. She had her arms tucked into her sweatshirt, so they were not visible to the officers. The defendant attempted to walk past the officer and the officer grabbed her arm and she then laid on the ground and tucked her hands under her abdomen, and the officer struggled to get her arms out from under her. The defendant stated the defendant had a hammer in her left hand and would not let go. The officers then took her into custody.
What's she doing wrong? Was she walking while black? I mean, really, you tell me all she has is a hammer? She's walking around with a hammer. So I hammer stuff all the time.
Your Honor, just what we have is there was a family disturbance. There was a description of her with the hammer and she walked towards the officer and the officer just told her to stop.
I mean, there's nothing. She's not doing anything. No one says that she's doing anything menacing with the hammer. She's walking with a hammer. I hang stuff on my house all the time.
Furthermore, Your Honor, there is more in the DIMS that in the complete DIMS, it says the complainant's defendant's mother identified her and said that the defendant's brother had taken a blue speaker, which upset the defendant. So the defendant went outside and kicked some trash cans over and pacing around a neighbor's vehicle holding a hammer. The complainant advised she was afraid of the defendant. So, yes, Judge.
Ma'am, I'm with you. Don't worry about it. I'm going to find no probable cause. Just hang tight with me for a second, okay?
Good, Judge.
Please. Just, yeah, take a seat for me. Hang tight, please. You're Stefan Badon? Mr. Badon, you're charged with tampering with a government record. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. This case is 755 days. Can you run his license, please?
Yes, Judge. It's not eligible, Your Honor.
You are not allowed to drive. That is a condition of your bond that I'm making now. You will be signing an affidavit with me today promising me, Mr. Badon, that you're not going to drive. I don't give a rat's behind what your excuse is. If you drive, I can have a contempt hearing. You can be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive. It's an offense in and of itself. Do you understand? Unless you have a valid Texas driver license and liability insurance in your name. One more thing. If you ever take off on me again, I'm going to make your bond so high, your head is going to be spinning. I'm going to appoint your lawyer today because we need to figure out where this case is going. It is extremely old. So I'm going to have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive. I'm going to get you to Victoria. We're going to have you sign a reset, and then I'll have you take a seat in the jury box, sir. Good morning.
Kevin Halbert on docket.
Albert.
$21.
Sorry.
Judge, it's in older case of 21.
Halbert. Okay, come up, Kevin Halbert.
You saw that green race. Give me your right hand raise. He sounds familiar.
Just get a quick reset so I can go over the evidence with him now that he's out of custody. And then we're still waiting on photos.
You're waiting on what?
Photos from CW. Photos of
Okay.
CW.
Mr. Halbert, your case is 1,122 days old. You will get a GPS monitor today, so I know where you are at all times. And if you take off on me again, it's really not going to go well for you. Do you understand? I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond, not, you were charged with assault. As a condition of your bond, you're ordered not to have any contact with the complaining witness in this case and not to be in possession of weapons. Do you understand? So how long is it going to take you to get all the evidence? Because I'm ready to set this thing for trial, Alex.
So I'm looking, it looks like we requested the photographs on the 18th of January of 2022. So we'll just an escalation request and we can get in touch with the officers and the complainant and see when we get those
Hey,
photos.
I'm not doing long resets. I'm doing short resets.
Yes, Judge.
You get on it,
Yes,
get your photos.
Yes, Judge.
Can you also put an offer in there? Is there an offer now?
Yes, there is, Judge.
Yes, Judge. There is a time serve offer and
No, there's not a time.
no,
served
there's a
offer.
180-day offer. I apologize.
The offer is 180 days in jail. I'm giving you 2 weeks to decide what you guys want to do. Get the photographs as soon as possible, please. Send it to an investigator today if you need to, Alex.
Yes, Judge.
Okay. In 2 weeks. At that time, when you come back, you need to be prepared to accept either the offer from the state or I'm going to set your case for trial. Do you understand? Okay. See you then.
Thanks, Judge.
2 matters.
Okay.
First, I have a motion to withdraw for Kaylin Jackson.
Where is Kalen Jackson?
He's here today in court.
Okay, it's 150 days old. I mean,
Okay.
we're ready to set these things for trial now.
Well, he disappeared on me for a couple months. I talked to him. I mean, he lost his job, so he's unable to pay, but I did explain the offer that he has, which is a PTI offer, so I do think he can get his case wrapped up without me.
Well, he can't do it on his own, I mean, he can't. Kalen Jackson, come up. What do you do with yourself these days?
Right now, I'm working with my brand business to talk and videography.
So you are working.
Yes, I'm currently.
Okay.
I just got here.
Your lawyer seems to be really upset with you. She wants to get off the case.
Sure.
It's time for you to work with your lawyer to work out a resolution. Do you work for free?
No,
Do you think she does?
no.
It's time to work things out. I mean, this case is 150 days old. You got to come a lot earlier. I get it that they go MIA, but you have also duty, have them come in, periodically so that you guys can get on the same page and I'm setting your case off for a week. You guys need to get together to make things work out. Do you understand? Okay. So there's an offer that has been made in this case. I'm going to let them relay it to you at the right time. It's a really good offer, but you guys need to be on the same page. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, take a seat for me, sir. So let's set it off a week. I'm going to have this print. He's going to have to come back. Let's see if things have worked out for you.
At that point, we could just do a regular reset.
No. But let's see if things can work out for you. If not, then we'll talk again.
Okay, I mean.
Okay? No. But let's turn it. Don't worry about it. But let's see if things work out, and then come back in a week and we'll see. Let me know if you guys are happy or not.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Guilty.
Ms. Bennett, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 3 days in jail with credit for 1. You need to understand that this charge is going to go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. It's going to be there, it's even there after you die. This is important because you ever get pulled over again, officers, all they do is they look at your background. And if they see a lengthy background, it's just not going to go well for you. It doesn't matter if you're falling down, piss ass drunk. No, the mere smell of alcohol or dope, you will probably be looking at another DWI. What we're doing today, from now on, here in Harris County, you are facing, or in Texas, you're facing a minimum of 30 days in jail for any new cases that you pick up. Do you understand? No more proverbial slaps on the wrist. So if I were you, whatever you're going to do, don't get into a car because it's it's a humongous liability that you're in a risk that you're taking. You know, what Max is asking me to do is to take off around $3,500 worth of fines and fees. You know, the idea is that we all make mistakes, right? But you can't keep making mistakes where you endanger other people's lives. It's not fair. You know, when it's so easy to hit one damn button on your phone for $30 to $40, you have a car waiting to take you anywhere you want to go on this. Do you understand?
Yeah, you said.
I want you to understand one more thing. It's unacceptable the way that you have been treating us here in court. You were ordered to get an interlock. You have not had an interlock since August. It's not.
Judge, she did have it installed. There was
If it's in
There's the money.
lockout,
I understand, and there was a
it's as,
issue with the money and all that, but yes, sir, we understand.
you don't wait. If
You
you,
communicated with me, I didn't realize there was another option, Judge. And so I'm definitely taking the heat on that. So I came in
no,
to see if we could.
I'm not gonna let you. You were old enough to know that if you're ordered to have an interlock and it's not functioning, you're going to upset a judge. Do you understand?
Judge,
Just,
I'm gonna have to speak on that one, okay?
Yes.
Because I definitely communicate.
Let me know.
I said, I've been employed my whole life. When this stuff started happening, especially with the stuff with the other situation that happened going on, I let him know that I can no longer afford it. I didn't know there was another option.
And I neither, I told her we need.
But- and I
since
have not-
August, she's been in lockout, Max.
I have not drove, I Ubered everywhere I've been.
It's true.
I have.
And I helped her with that as well.
Yeah, yeah.
She has. She did.
So now I'm separate responsibility for it, and I just don't want you to think that I just deliberately disobeyed an order. I didn't have a choice, and I communicated it with him. I'm taking full responsibility. So for you to tell me that, oh yeah, I mean I am old enough.
If you
and I
see,
understand.
and the lawyer has been notified and still nothing is coming of it, you got to come to court, you know? When you have an interlock, it's supposed to be operational. And when it's not, that's a bond violation and it's a continued one, you know?
I understand.
I'm
taking full
I'm
responsibility.
preparing you for the future, you know?
Yes.
Hopefully there is none, but you can't keep
Keep it also before all of this and the federal thing, she'd never been in trouble before. So this has been like.
No, I have an assault from 2010. I've got an ag assault in 2009. I've got a gun case in 24, you know? So it's not our first rodeo.
Yeah, Judge.
It's not.
Okay.
And just,
She's like really upset about
the idea is we all make mistakes, like I told you, but don't make a mistake. I'm sorry. It's not a mistake. They're actions that you take, and you're old enough to know that actions have consequences, right? Especially when you're dealing with alcohol and a 3,000 to 5,000 pound missile that you're in. You could cause catastrophic injury, and that's what we're trying to prevent.
Understood.
All right. I am going to waive the fines and fees now, but you need to understand on a second offense, it's a minimum of $6,000 in surcharges and fines and fees if you pick up another DWI. So when people continue to make actions where they endanger other people's lives, it gets extremely expensive, not to mention costly with jail time. You understand? All right. The agreement you've worked out is 3 days in jail, credit for the 1 day that you've done. You give up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. So once you accept this agreement today, you can never change your mind. You can't say, well, I didn't know this was going to happen. I didn't know this. Once you plead guilty, it stays like this forever. Do you understand? You still want to do this? How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated? I'm going to find you guilty. I will sentence you to it. I'm going to waive your costs, your fines and fees. There is a license suspension that is attached to this. I am going to suspend your license. I'm going to suspend it for 90 days. Do not drive until you get a license. Good luck, man. Thanks, Max. Please see the clerk.
Okay.